وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. O you who have attained faith, to be Allah conscious, abhor and reverence for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as is worthy of His glory and majesty, and direct except in a state of Islam, direct except in a state of loving surrender of our souls and hearts, of our minds and words and deeds, all in loving surrender to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it is that loving surrender to Allah Azza wa Jalla which is the subtle, special, divine means for the attainment of happiness in this world, in this world, and most importantly, in Akhirah, in the hereafter. It is the means that loving surrender of our souls and hearts, of our minds and words and deeds, that is also the means for the attainment of the most noble of freedom. Freedom in this dunya from the yokes of the base drives inside of us and from the chains of shaitan, as shaitan attempts to own us, to own ourselves. And of that, my dear brothers and sisters, of that means, of those means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, within that loving surrender that He subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us as a gift, is the fasting of the month of Ramadan. The fasting of the month of Ramadan means by which, indeed, to attain greater and nobler freedom in our hearts and souls and minds in this life. And most importantly, to attain happiness with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a divine, beautiful sense in this dunya, and most importantly, in Akhirah. Subhanallah, Ramadan is very, very, very close. So you can imagine that beautiful, beautiful, special friend and gift of Allah Azza wa Jal, that last year at Eid, we were waving salam, goodbye to him, and he was leaving and looking back at us with eyes perhaps dripping with tears and telling us, inshallah, I'll be back next year, and I hope to see you next year. In that same attitude of love for Allah Azza wa Jal, of love for freedom in Allah Azza wa Jal, of love for happiness in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is coming back now. We can see him approaching. He's not in the horizon anymore. It's only a day apart or two. He's very close. And he's coming. And those who are expecting him sincerely and truthfully and lovingly, out of love for Allah and love for His Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, they are here and they are listening to the words of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, telling them, قَدْ جَاءَكُمْ قَدْ جَاءَكُمْ شَهْرٌ مُبَارَكٌ. He is coming to you. He has come to you, a blessed month. The coming. And you feel that coming in that spiritual, powerful sense, personified by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam by using the word ja'a, and ja'a and not ata, for in the Arabic language ja'a is usually used for something hissi, for something physical to come, but ata is for something more metaphorical and more intellectual and more emotional. But for this, he used ja'a as though it is a real person, and to make that relationship for us with Ramadan, one that is very personal and very real. قَدْ جَاءَكُمْ شَهْرٌ مُبَارَكٌ. A blessed month. A blessed month. So we receive that month. Ya marhaba. Welcome to the gift of Allah Azza wa Jal. Welcome to the blessing of Allah Azza wa Jal. Welcome to the barakah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And again, to the degree of sincerity inside of us, to the degree of truthfulness inside of us in receiving the coming of this gift of Allah Azza wa Jal, of this beautiful friend, charitable, giving, generous, good, spiritual, special, in every positive and virtuous sense of a friend. We receive him in a way that is truly sincere and truthful. Mubarakun, says Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, فيه تفتح أبواب الجنة وتغلق أبواب النار, during which the gates of paradise are open and the gates of hell are shut. SubhanAllah. The gates of paradise are open, are welcoming every genuine, true seeker. Paradise is saying, here I am. Ramadan is your opportunity. Allah Azza wa Jal made it so out of His grace and bountiful grace that during this month He gives, which He does not on average give during other months, out of simple, pure, raw, in a positive sense, divine grace. فضل من الله ومنة من الله سبحانه وتعالى ورحمة من الله, that this month is a gift by Allah Azza wa Jal, during which gates of paradise are open. Welcome to anyone, no matter who you were before. Come back to Allah during Ramadan. Come back to Allah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has all His gates open in Jannah and for you. Never despair and never give up. Accept this gift, accept it, and be genuine, be sincere, be truthful, be humble, and accept this gift. He's telling you that it is easy during this month for you to be a dweller of paradise. I have opened the gates for you. It is easy. I have made it easy for you psychologically. Almost every regular Muslim feels something very special about this month. And the gates of hell are shut. It's very difficult to do evil during the month of Ramadan. It's very easy to do good during the month of Ramadan, except those who truly don't want. So if I find it still difficult to do good during the month of Ramadan, in ibadah, in salah, in qiyam, in sawm, in dhikr, in dua, in sadaqah, in kindness, in beautiful khuluq, in beautiful conduct with other human beings and other creatures, manners and virtues and akhlaq, if I still find that difficult, Allahu Akbar. I am that kind perhaps whose heart is sealed and cannot even change during the month of Ramadan. Says Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. That's why every day until the end of Ramadan, as Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam teaches, Allah appoints a special angel, a special malak, and the malaika are aware, the angels are aware of your fasting, and are aware of your striving, and are aware of your apparent generosity and nobility and sincerity and truthfulness, and they are praying for you. And they will be praying for you as always, by the way, but especially during the month of Ramadan. For example, when that special assigned angel says, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, that the angel yunadi, al-malaku yunadi, كل يوم حتى ينقضي رمضان يا باغي الخير أبشر يا باغي الخير أبشر. O seeker of good, O seeker of virtue, the person who really wants that, أبشر, this is your opportunity. This is it. This is your opportunity. You don't have the same opportunity, the same ease, the same gift of Allah Azza wa Jal outside of this. This is your opportunity. Abshir. Abshir, in other words, I am the one to bring you the glad tidings, the good news, that if you are seeking virtue, this is your occasion. I am that occasion, Ramadan will tell you. Allah sent me to you as that gift. Abshir. وَيَا بَاغِيَ الشَّرِّ أَقْصِرْ أَقْصِرْ وَيَا بَاغِيَ الشَّرِّ أَقْصِرْ. And you seeker of evil, cut off. Stop. You fool. You fool. During Ramadan, evil is shut and you are opening it. It takes a real evil to open it. And evil has many manifestations. Evil in ibadat, evil in mu'amalat, evil inside of us and evil outside of us. Evil in worship, evil in trading and in business and in social relationships and in family relationships and in business and in politics and in all types of activities. There can be evil. And evil can be also internal, inside one's mind and inside one's heart and inside one's self, which the person entertains and allows. That's evil. Woe on you during Ramadan, the gates are shut and you are opening them inside of you. Aqsir, ya baghi ash-sharri aqsir. This call, perhaps in the subtle, subconscious, spiritual way, perhaps is heard by every one of us inside of our arwah. But our consciousness perhaps is not as aware of it, yet that call is inside of you and me every Ramadan. You want good? Hurry up. You want evil? Stop. What a shame. What a shame. It's very difficult to do evil. You've got to be a master of evil. Shaitan, wal-iyad billah. A nafs that is shaitaniyah. To be able to continue in doing evil of all kinds. And yet, it is so easy during Ramadan, as the angels pray for us, to do good and to be virtuous. And thus a means for me and for you to gauge ourselves during Ramadan. How much momentum and desire and resolve we have for virtue, all sorts of virtue. Ibadatan wa mu'amalatan, qalban wa qaliban, all sorts of virtue. How ready are we? How desirous are we? How easy is it for us? Versus evil, all sorts of evil. How easy for us it is. And then we gauge ourselves where we belong during the month of Ramadan. Because what is left during the month of Ramadan, since the shayateen are chained, as also Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam teaches, I remind myself and you, since the devils are chained, then what remains in me? My nafs, myself. And shaitan is chained, and Ramadan is here, and it depends how I feel, second, how I behave in Ramadan, and then if I'm behaving in evil ways, let me not blame shaitan. Shaitan is chained. That's me. That's my nafs. And those of us who could not understand what we are, engage ourselves what we are outside of Ramadan, because the shayateen are free, during Ramadan, they are chained. So, as in the laboratory, some of you know, you do experiments and you remove certain variables and you leave certain ones so that you know what those components are in terms of affecting your experiment, by removing some of them and keeping some of them and see what their effect is. So during Ramadan, there is shaitan and nafs. Shaitan is removed. Therefore, what would happen to me during the month of Ramadan, what I would do, what I would feel, is born out of me. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam teaches us, my dear brothers and sisters, in so many ways as to elaborate on the Quran. That alhamdulillah, Ramadan has a very, very noble purpose. As I said earlier, to elevate us to the seeking and the pursuit of the most noble of happiness and the most noble of freedom, to liberate us inside from our nufus, from the base nafs. And so Ramadan, though we must refrain from eating and drinking from dawn to sunset and refrain from intimate relationships sexually, in halal ways, of course. We must stop that, because that's a means by which to help us discover that there is happiness and joy outside of eating and drinking and copulating. Discover that happiness outside of that. And the intent is not that we eat vengefully in Ramadan at sunset. The intent is that we give up our regular, usual intake of food and desire for food and indulgence in food, so that we learn to discover the happiness and the joy of dhikr of Allah Azza wa Jal, of not eating actually, and what it brings of joy and freedom to the soul and to the heart. And in doing that, though it is necessary, it must not be born, it must not be conceived by us and practiced by us, the fasting of Ramadan, as though Ramadan is about not eating. For Ramadan teaches us to fast internally. It is intended to teach me and you to fast with my senses, to fast with my tongue, to fast with my eyes, to fast with my ear, to fast with my legs, to fast with my hands, to fast with my stomach, to fast with my sexual drive, so that none of that, as I stop me from eating, I stop them from expressing themselves, those senses, in a way that Allah Azza wa Jal does not love. كما أحبس بطني يعني الأكل والطعام أحبس هذه الجوارح عن معصية الله عز وجل. That's what it is intended to communicate to me. So if I still continue to use my senses in ways that are ugly, not virtuous, rude, impolite, haram, and so on, person fasting but ordering people to be killed en masse, a person fasting but stealing, a person fasting but backbiting, a person fasting but, وهكذا. Says Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, رُبَّ صَائِمٍ لَيْسَ لَهُ مِنْ صِيَامِهِ إِلَّا الْجُوعِ وَرُبَّ قَائِمٍ لَيْسَ لَهُ مِنْ قِيَامِهِ إِلَّا السَّهَرِ. End of quote. Says sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, some who fast, the only thing they gain from their fasting is hunger. هكذا he said, in the meaning of the text. And there are those who practice night vigils, qiyam al-layl, prayers at night, in tahajjud and qiyam, and the only gain they have is fatigue and sleeplessness. Because they have not fasted in the real sense. They have not restricted their senses, our senses, eyes and tongue, etc., and heart and mind. We still continue to indulge them in feelings, in emotions, in thoughts, and in deeds external that are inconsistent with one who truly desires Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and truly fasts and truly hears the call of that angel inside his or her heart and truly hears the call of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the glad tidings, قَدْ جَاءَكُمْ شَهْرٌ مُبَارَكٌ, that has come to you a blessed month. The essence of fasting, my dear brothers and sisters, as I practice what I practice of restraining my drives of food and drink and so on, all the sorts of mufattirat, the intent is that my qalb fasts, my jawarih fasts, my sisters and brothers at home, my sisters and brothers at the mosques, at the masajid, my sisters and brothers at work, my sisters and brothers in your relationship with one another, my sisters and brothers in your relationship with your neighbors. I dare myself a challenge to me, and I suggest to you, guard your tongues. Fast with your tongues. In the sense of only using it in dhikr of Allah Azza wa Jal, Allah loves. I dare myself, and I suggest to you, fast with your heart. Fast with your mind. Listen to the moods inside of you and me. And don't allow all moods. Allow only the mood that is screamed by my or your claim of tawheed of Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah in my qalb only. And what Allah loves only. My dear brothers and sisters, أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم فاستغفروه توبة للمستغفرين. الحمد لله وكفى صلى الله على عباده الذين اصطفى اللهم صل وسلم وبارك أبدا سرمدا ما دامت السماوات والأرض ولا بعد أن تزولا على نبيك وحبيبك محمد وعلى آله الطاهرين الطيبين عدد خلقك في ذلك ورضاء نفسك وزنة عرشك ومداد كلماتك صلاة تدوم بدوامك وتبقى ببقائك صلاة يا رب يا مولانا ترضاها له وترضيك وترضيه صلى الله عليه وسلم وترضى بها عنا يا أرحم الراحمين يا رب العالمين. My dear brothers and sisters, as I have reminded myself and I shall continue, may Allah help me. And I suggest to you and I remind you, as I have done that, of some essential elements of the objectives and essence of Ramadan and fasting. And I pray, inshallah, that these words find in your hearts a place, all of you. And I pray first that they find a place in my heart. Having said that, Ramadan, inshallah ta'ala, as the sunnah of Rasulullah has required, becomes obligatory upon us to fast, not before we have seen the hilal, the crescent moon. I'm going to summarize all of that, and many of you know some of the details to whatever degree you know them. Sometimes it's a matter of trust. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he did not leave us without clarity. He was very unambiguous in the words he used to tell us when to begin the fast of Ramadan. لا تصوموا حتى تروا الهلال ولا تفطروا حتى تروا الهلال. Do not begin your fast until you see the hilal. And do not finish your fasting until you see the hilal. This in accordance to 14 centuries of scholarship. Despite the level of knowledge they had, rahmahullah ta'ala, our early ulama, in especially positional astronomy, they all agreed that that which Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the lawgiver in this case, assigned as a cause for the obligation of the fast of the month of Ramadan, that cannot be changed. If there is any calculation to be done whatever in the future, it is to be done on that basis. If it is at all possible, NASA scientists say currently it is impossible for anybody to compute when to see the hilal exactly. We can compute probabilities when to see the hilal exactly. Now, having said that, some who would choose to fast and have made millions follow them as well, to choose to begin the fast on the basis of simple computations of the birth of the moon, or when the moon is just above the horizon, or when the crescent moon is about 5 degrees, or 6 degrees, or kada. They have, most of them, or many of them, renegated. They have discarded the requirement of seeing it. And then when they discarded that, they started to compute something else that Rasulullah ﷺ did not set as the hukm for the beginning of the month of Ramadan. I say this very in a brief summary. And therefore, in accordance to that, tomorrow is impossible to be the first of Ramadan. Simply because tonight, and you will see that in the sheets that were distributed to you after Salah, inshallah, I can speak to you for another 2 or 3 or 5 minutes. In that, it is very clear that it is impossible in Saudi Arabia, and from there through Africa, and through North and South America, all impossible to be sighted. As a matter of fact, in most of Saudi Arabia, for example, the moon sets before the sun sets. If any one of you knows what this means, that means the claim of sighting it is like somebody who says, I saw the sun while it was under the horizon. When he says, I saw it above the horizon. And thus, by every stretch of ilm, of knowledge, and by every stretch of experience in the past of sighting the crescent, it is absolutely impossible. Of course, this is not the first time. This has been a trend and a pattern up to this point. That's why we have decided in our community, and those who want to listen to us for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal, and you are free, but you are responsible with Allah Azza wa Jal. Free doesn't mean irresponsible. Freedom entails responsibility in this dunya and in akhirah. That for those who want to listen. And in view of the pattern that has developed throughout many, many years, over 2 or 3 decades, that we know of, by the claims of sightings, that it is impossible for it to be tomorrow in North and South America, in all of Africa, and in most of Asia. And that's the only possibility to begin with. This time, this year, is Sunday. But those who have elected, as I said, but they have not made it explicit to their peoples, that they are following calculations not of what Rasulullah ﷺ said, Ru'yatul Hilal, but computation of anything else. Because they are arbitrary, there could be infinite number of ways. And each one of them has different standards. And that's what they are calculating. نسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يجعلني وإياكم من الذين يستمعون القول ويتبعون أحسنه. اللهم طهر قلوبنا من كل داء. اللهم زين قلوبنا لك واليوم الحمد عليك. اللهم أقمنا بصدق العبودية بين يديك. اللهم ارحم موتانا واشف مرضانا. اللهم ارحم موتانا واشف مرضانا. اللهم آمن روعاتنا واستر عوراتنا واصلح ذات بيننا. اللهم يا أرحم الراحمين وفقنا لصيانة شهرك المبارك إيمانا واحتسابا إسلاما واستسلاما. اللهم يا رب العالمين أفرغ علينا في هذا الشهر من فيوض محبتك ومعرفتك وحسن اتباع سنة نبيك صلى الله عليه وسلم قلبا وقالبا. اللهم لا تكلنا في هذا الشهر ولا في أي شهر، لا تكلنا وخاصة في شهرك هذا المبارك، لا تكلنا إلى أنفسنا طرفة عين يا رب. يا رب لا تكلنا إلى أنفسنا طرفة عين يا رب. اللهم ألف بين قلوب المسلمين. اللهم تشتتت مذاهبنا وتشتتت أحوالنا وتشتتت رغائبنا وتشتتت أهواؤنا. اللهم يا رب ردنا إليك ردا جميلا. اللهم ردنا إليك ردا جميلا. اللهم احفظنا من الفتن ما ظهر منها وما بطن. اللهم احفظ سرائرنا من الفتن ما ظهر منها وما بطن. Ya Allah, shield and protect our innermost hearts and souls and minds from tribulations, calamities and fitan apparent and hidden. يا أرحم الراحمين يا رب العالمين. اللهم لا تفتنا، اللهم لا تفتنا، اللهم لا تفتنا، وإذا قبضتنا إليك فاقبضنا غير مفتونين. يا رب يا أرحم الراحمين، يا رب يا أرحم الراحمين. If you will take our souls, please يا رب, don't take our souls while we are in a state of fitna. Any fitna. Fitna in عقيدة, or fitna in عبادة, or fitna in معاملة, or fitna in أصول, or fitna in فروع. يا رب يا أرحم الراحمين، أمتنا على سنة نبيك صلى الله عليه وسلم. أمتنا على سنة نبيك صلى الله عليه وسلم قلبا وقالبا، باطنا وظاهرا. يا رب واحشرنا في زمرته وتحت لوائه صلى الله عليه وآله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم اشف مرضانا وارحم موتانا. May Allah Azza wa Jal continue to bless and give more shifa to our young brother Abdul Rahman. اللهم شافه وعافه واملأ قلبه and fill his heart with certitude يا أرحم الراحمين, and our hearts. May Allah Azza wa Jal continue to bless and give more shifa to our dear brothers and sisters whom we remember, whom we don't remember, Sister Salima, Brother Sharafuddin, the young Aisha, and all of those of us and of you who are suffering of any kind. I ask myself and you to turn to Allah Azza wa Jal with sincerity and certitude and selflessness and complete submission, and raise your hands and ask Him subhanahu wa ta'ala by His attributes, and ask Him by the love of His Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam to remove the hardships from our lives and to grant our hearts, even in times of hardship, even in times of hardship, to grant our hearts composure and certitude in Him Azza wa Jal, and by which our hearts will be happy no matter what. عباد الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. قوموا إلى صلاتكم. الحمد لله.